What's good, y'all? Welcome to Conversation Piece, your place to discover the untold stories of Indianapolis through the perspectives of all of its wonderful people. My name is Patrick Armstrong. I am your host, and this is The Open Door, our monthly series where we literally open the door to the studio and sit down with members of the community to talk about whatever is on their hearts. If you want to learn more or you're interested in participating, go to conversationpiecepod.com and click on the open door at the top of the page. And last but not least, shout out to Life in Indy and the team over there for sponsoring this series. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. My guest today is Connor Edwards. Connor, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we were just getting to know each other a little bit more, but for people who are watching or listening right now who don't know who you are, do you mind sharing just a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Connor Edwards. Grew up around Indianapolis my entire life. I've been a life skills teacher almost the last decade at Ben Davis High School. Now shifting more into some nonprofit work. I'm a yoga teacher in Fountain Square. Just moved to the neighborhood, so loving being local here, enjoying all the things the city has to offer.
Nice, I love it. My wife is an 8th grade English teacher, and her first job was she spent 5 years in Wayne Township.
Really?
I cannot think of the dang middle school now, and I apologize to them.
Lyndhurst or Chapel Hill?
Chapel Hill. That's what it was.
Nice.
That's what it was.
Very cool.
Yeah. There's still some cool people that were some friends over there still, so shout out to them. But yeah, love it. Keep it in the BD family. Yeah. We kind of chatted about it, but I wanted to ask you, like, what is on your heart right now? What do you want? What's something that you really want to let the people know about?
Yeah, so I'm super passionate about having inclusive spaces for everyone. I think that's a big conversation piece that's happening right now. And I think a population that is often overlooked are people with disabilities.
For sure.
And so I have led a grassroots nonprofit. It's called Limitless Ability. It's going on 3 years now this fall.
Okay.
And working to create events around Indianapolis of kind of unconventional partnerships of radical inclusion. If you think about just your day-to-day life, maybe going to the gym, going out to the bars, restaurants, anywhere you think of, how often do we really see people with disabilities?
Sure.
And, I think we give ourselves this pat on the back. We're like, oh, we have all this legislation. We have all this anti-discrimination things. And our society is not that inclusive.
For
truly.
Sure. Well, we're inclusive to when it's beneficial for us. So I've actually been thinking about this a lot recently so I watch a lot of videos with just the captions on no sound.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this. I was in the bathroom the other day and I was like, I don't know how many people really realize this is an accessibility feature.
Absolutely.
And not have to, it's not just for our convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them on for my dog if she is barking at something. And all right, I can hear it,
Yeah,
that's an added benefit for a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. So I love this. I love the phrase radical inclusion because I think, and so correct me if I'm wrong, but when I hear this and I hear about the things that you're like, when I think about the things that you're probably wanting to include, like an accessibility for hearing impairment or something like that, it's really not that radical. It's just making it so everybody can partake in something.
Absolutely.
So why? So what does it mean? So what's the work look like to have to frame it in this way? Do you know does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
Yeah. I think so. Finding unconventional experiences and unconventional partners.
Okay, sure.
So if you look at the realm of disability service, a lot of times you might see on social media groups going to the pumpkin patch, groups going mini golfing. There's nothing wrong with those things. I went mini golfing, 6 months ago, whatever.
Yeah.
We've all done those things.
For sure.
Is it what the person wants, or is it what we, as the typical person, believe that they deserve, believe that they think they should be doing, as opposed to opening up the world and what cool, unique experiences can we give them, and what, like you said, little tweaks are truly necessary. It doesn't take as much as you think.
No, for sure. It's sometimes it's the lowest possible lift to add an accessibility feature.
Absolutely.
Why do you think, I mean, so I think this might be an easy thing to answer, but I would love to hear from just your specific perspective. Like, why is it so difficult to reach a stage of inclusion like that, where we're just accepting other people and believing it in our minds, like that, okay, we can treat everybody literally the same?
I think, sometimes elements of disability can be scary. I mean, there are things that we don't understand. I think we might be uncomfortable asking questions, uncomfortable being curious and engaging a family who maybe has a child with them.
Sure.
I've seen a quote where, it's like, oh, honey, don't stare at them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey, like, let's go meet them. Like, let's go meet that kid your age. Let's say hi, and really engage in them and be curious, and just kind of like a shift in attitude.
For sure. How do we shift the attitude though? I think that's like what I'm struggling with right now. Or maybe struggling with is like for the AAPI community specifically here in the city is just like to even create a slight bump in visibility. You have to get people who aren't Asian to think differently about the people who live in this city. So how do we get the people, especially those in the positions of power, to start thinking differently about the folks, disabled folks that live in our community?
It's slow work, but I think so. The partnerships that we've created, like I said, I've done a lot of grassroots event-based things, finding businesses, finding organizations who are willing to take that leap with you to say yes. So we have partnered the last 2 years with the Hi-Fi and Fountain Square. Incredible folks there. I can't say enough great things about their entire staff.
For sure.
We started with this idea of an inclusive concert. And I pitched it to them and they said, yeah, that sounds great. I found the groups. We did some local groups. The first one, we had about 100 people inside.
Nice.
Second one, we did a week later, we had 250. And, that goes back to that unconventional piece.
For sure.
As, do you often see disabled people in a dark, dingy, incredible, like dive bar concert venue?
Right.
Like, that's not a normal thing that we see for a rap show. We had Huck Funk and Bless.
Okay.
Oreo Jones, Sirius Black.
100%.
Great guys. Wonderful to work with.
Yeah.
I asked them, they liked it, and they said, hey, I want to do it bigger. I want an annex show.
For sure.
Last summer, we had the Lone Bellow. It's a New York-based folk trio. They were wonderful. We had 650 people there. We got to talk in the middle at the beginning of the show to say, hey, even though there's maybe 50 people here who are impacted by disability directly, that's 600 more people that we can say, hey, here's what this mission is. Here's why it's important.
Yeah.
Disability is the only minority group that anyone can become at any time. And most likely, you will become disabled at some point in your life. Whether it's temporary, you break your leg and you have to be in a cast. You have to be on a scooter and you have to use the elevator. Things are harder to get around with.
Yeah.
Or as we age, grandparents, parents, yourselves, as you get older, disability becomes a part of everyone's narrative as humanity.
For sure. And we shouldn't have to wait until we experience it ourselves to be able to hold compassion space and create space for folks that are already impacted by disability.
Absolutely.
So congratulations on the run of shows. That's
Thanks.
awesome. What has your perspective on the feedback and the reception been from the disabled community here? What have you heard from folks just to see representation? I feel like representation matters has been overused now, but I mean, that is what that is.
Yeah, it's
and
like
you said,
huge.
it's quote unquote unconventional, but I would love to remove the quotes and take out unconventional and make it normal. It is normal to see disabled bands and performers doing things and being put on bigger stages. What is that? Yeah. What has that feedback been like from folks who've been impacted by the stuff that you've been able to put on for them?
Yeah, we had some families. We did another show last month at the Annex. We sold out. It was 950 people.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was awesome. We had it was a surfer rock, like reggae group.
Okay.
We had a group that's an outpatient therapy clinic create a surfing simulation that we got to have kids get out of their wheelchairs, lay down on it, move it around, try to balance on their knees, on their stomach, try to create that opportunity for them. Feedback we've gotten from families is that they've not had a space like this. They've not felt welcomed. They've not been sure that if something goes wrong, something goes off for their kid, that, it would ruin the experience for everyone.
Sure.
And, a really great opportunity that we've seen.
Yeah. Man, that was making me kind of emotional just thinking about kids who don't have that opportunity to have that. And like, you're just talking about the unconventionalness of it. And just like, I love the idea that it's like, not only we're going to throw this show, but like, we're going to have something activating really cool here for them to also experience. It's not just one, it's and this too.
Yeah, we always have a variety. We call it a instrument gallery walk.
Okay.
And people can grab handheld instruments during the show, before the show, so you're a part of the show. It's just offering lots of options.
Yeah.
Also, like you were saying, it benefits everyone. There are kids that go to shows. Kids like that stuff, regardless of disability or not. It's just fun to offer it for families to also feel like, this could be for me no matter what. For sure.
Kids do be going to shows, especially here in Indianapolis. I feel like the last year I've been to shows and been like, that is a baby.
Yep.
I also have a baby.
Absolutely.
My baby is not here. But if they're going to go out to stuff, and it's nice to have an option for something like that. And like, the normalization happens when everybody can partake in this thing together, and it's less like for you or for this person. It's for everybody.
Yeah. We emphasize all ages, all abilities.
Yeah. All ages, all abilities. I love it. Another thing that I really love about it is it's happening here in Indianapolis. I think, I don't know. I feel like you could, on one hand, definitely see it happening in a place like this. And on the other hand, you could definitely see it not happening here. Like we would be state 49 of 50 to start having an organization like this.
Yeah.
So as somebody doing that work here in a city like this, as somebody who like grew up here and was like spent their entire life in the city, like what is your perspective? What does Indianapolis mean to you? Like
you just said, you can imagine it being last in something. I always say that Indiana and Indianapolis has, some negatives, but I do love the city. Yeah. I think there's a lot of great organizations. There's a lot of great people that believe in what they're doing, believe in the work they have passion for.
Yeah.
Great live music scene, great green spaces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect. Nowhere's perfect.
For sure.
But it's home. And I think the world that you want to create, you have to go create it. And I think there's a lot of great people doing that around our city. And I'm, grateful to be given the opportunity to do it in some small part as well.
For sure. I would say you're doing it in an outsized way, for sure. For a community that historically and still regularly doesn't see those opportunities happen very often because nobody's taken the step to just do it for them. Mm-hmm. So you're doing that.
Appreciate that.
What are some things that, so you have the live music series, crushing it. What other kinds of things are you wanting to put on for folks that are maybe in the works right now, or things that you're thinking about that you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, we did a partnership with Newfields a couple months ago with their Loom experience. We're hoping to do another date with that here in the next few months with their new installation. Partnering with some other museums. I would love to get into a realm of the Fever, the Pacers, the Colts, and do some adaptive recreation.
100%.
Because that's, people love sports.
Yeah.
And that would be super cool to meet them.
100%. I'm looking at me, looking at you, looking at the Pacers and Fever and sports entertainment. They cut. Ooh, okay, yeah. We need to talk.
We have a show next month also.
I was just about to ask what you got coming up in the media that people need to know about.
July 19th.
Okay.
The Crane Wives. It is a Grand Rapids-based band. Should be a great night. Art Mix is coming to do some really cool like graffiti with a spray chalk gun.
Amazing.
That I'm excited for people to, tag the area.
Yeah.
Another huge shout out to the Hi-Fi for just always saying yes, always being willing to support this vision.
For sure. I love Hi-Fi, Limitless Ability, Art Mix. I feel like that's a great trio right there.
Yeah.
They continue to develop that partnership. I love it. All right, I got a couple more questions for you, and I'll let you get out of here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you've shared in this really short period of time. I got to have you back so we can really dig into the nuts and bolts a little bit further. But I want to know, like, as you continue to do this work, and especially right now, in a time where it's like this kind of work is discouraged, like, and it's honestly under attack, for lack of a better phrase.
Absolutely.
What is it that's keeping you motivated to continue to show up?
I mean, there's definitely days that it's hard, without a doubt.
For sure.
Education as itself is under attack in our state. Special education, anti-discrimination for people with disabilities is actively under attack. I think just today they said a handful of Indiana School for the Deaf positions were cut.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, the new budget cuts. So there you go. I have seen in my work that, people deserve a shot at experiencing life.
Yeah.
And, honestly, when I started this work, I went with the things that I enjoy doing. I love concerts. I love live music. That's what makes life worth living. And why shouldn't everyone have the chance to do that?
I think we've got about 20 gems dropped that you've dropped here in this short interview, in the short conversation. Thank you so much. Yeah. Everybody deserves a shot to live life. Like, and it's like you shouldn't even have to take a shot at it. You should just get to do it.
Have the chance. Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a reality where people do have to fight for the chance to do it. And it's made even a little bit easier by folks like yourself who say, fuck it, we're going to make this happen. Absolutely. Because it needs to happen.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that.
I appreciate that.
Last but not least, you talked about it, July 19th. You got a show coming up. You got a thing coming up. You got stuff in the pipes for 2025.
Yeah.
What are the best ways that people out here watching right now can support you, can support Limitless Ability? How do they find, follow, do all of the things? How do they do that?
Follow us on social media, Limitless Ability Indiana. We've got like a bonsai tree as our logo you'll see on Instagram, Facebook. You'll kind of see what work we're doing, what work we're wanting to do. Can donate on our website. Any businesses that are hearing this that are saying, hey, like, I would love for, I have this cool experience.
Yeah.
I want a partner.
For sure.
I want to do this. And maybe just aren't sure how to do it. Maybe it's intimidating to think, oh, how could we make my thing available to more people? I would love to chat, love to hear from folks and create some cool experiences around Indianapolis.
Yeah, I got a couple of people that I feel like we should be getting you connected with that I just thought of. So we're going to make something like that happen, I think. I'm saying it on camera, so it has to be true. Connor, thank you so much for coming through, for giving us a little bit of your time. And I'm really excited not only to continue to follow your work, but to bring it back to do a deeper dive into all of this. So thank you so much.
Love to be there.
Absolutely. For everybody else, make sure you check out Connor's work. Check out Limitless Ability everywhere in the show notes. We got you linked. Other than that, go to conversationpeacepod.com for everything us related. And shout out to Life in Indy for sponsoring this series. And until next time, I have been Patrick Armstrong, and this has been The Open Door. We'll see y'all soon.